Chaos and Gaia were the first ancient bigwigs. Gaia and Uranus, the sky guy, got together and had the Titans. Uranus wasn't a fan of his kids and shoved them underground. Gaia, tired of her children's basement lifestyle, made a giant sickle and gave it to her son Cronus. Cronus, in a surprise attack, went a bit too far in a family feud and, let's just say, made Uranus less of a man. Cronus freed his Titan siblings and they started their rule. Cronus married Rhea and had a bunch of godly kids. But he swallowed them because he was scared they'd steal his thunder. Literally. Rhea, not cool with this, tricked Cronus into swallowing a rock instead of Zeus, their youngest. Gaia babysat Zeus until he was buff enough to challenge his dad. They fought, and Zeus won, freeing his siblings and starting a godly versus Titan rumble. The Titans lost and got a one-way ticket to Tartarus, the ancient world's worst timeout corner. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades started the gods era in Greek mythology. So now let's meet all of them up close. Number 1. Zeus. Zeus, the big boss of the gods, sat on Mount Olympus, throwing thunderbolts and eagles like confetti at parties. His mood swings controlled the weather, sunny to stormy in a Zeus second. He was also big on hospitality, so don't be a lousy host. Zeus married his sister Hera, awkward, and they had Aries and Hephaestus. Zeus was a bit of a ladies' man, with a long list of divine and mortal girlfriends, leading to kids like Athena, Hermes, and party animal Dionis. His earthly flings also gave us heroes like Perseus and Hercules. Hera, not thrilled with Zeus's wandering eye, often took her anger out on his other kids. Number 2. Poseidon. Poseidon, the trident-wielding sea boss, could whip up storms and earthquakes when he felt like it. He loved horses and had a pad under the sea, which was probably way cooler than his Olympus crib. Sailors had to keep Poseidon happy, or they'd end up as fish food. He held grudges like nobody's business. Remember King Minos of Crete? He ticked off Poseidon by keeping his favorite bull. So Poseidon got creative and made Minos' wife fall for the bull, which led to the Minotaur half-man, half-bull, all trouble. Number 3. Hades. Hades, the eldest of the three brothers, was the CEO of the underworld, where all the spirits clocked in after life. He shared his spooky throne with his wife Persephone, and they were like the power couple of life and death. The underworld was no walk in the park. It had more security than a VIP club. To get in, souls had to cross the deadly river Styx. The bouncer? Charon, the ferryman who wouldn't let you board without a coin. That's why Greeks put coins on the eyes of the dead. No coin, no entry. If you couldn't pay, you'd be loitering by the river forever, like the world's worst waiting room. Past Charon was Cerberus, the three-headed dog with a bark worse than his bite, guarding the door. Finally, the souls had a meet and greet with the three judges, kind of like an afterlife talent show. The judges could send you to Elysium, the VIP lounge for heroes and top-notch mortals, the Asphodel Meadows, the average Joe's hangout, or Tartarus, the basement where titans and rule breakers got eternal timeouts. Number 4. Hera. Hera, Zeus's sister and wife, talk about keeping it in the family, was the queen bee of the gods and the protector of marriage and women. She was super respected, but also had a bit of a mean streak. Hera was the original queen of payback, especially against Zeus's side chicks and their kids. When Leto was about to have Apollo and Artemis, Hera basically put a do not disturb sign on childbirth. Io, another of Zeus's flings, got turned into a cow and watched by a 100-eyed giant. Yikes. Then there's Hercules, Zeus's illegitimate son. Baby Hercules got a visit from Hera's deadly serpents, but he just gave them the old 1-2 squeeze. Later, Hera played mind games with him, leading to the tragic events that kick-started his famous 12 labors. Number 5. Athena. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, was Zeus's daughter, but not in the usual way. Zeus, worried about a prophecy, swallowed her mom Metis while she was pregnant. Then he got the world's worst headache, and a buddy had to crack his skull open with an axe. Out popped Athena, in full battle gear, ready to rock. She was the go-to goddess for heroes, helping the likes of Perseus and Hercules. She had a soft spot for Odysseus, keeping him out of trouble so he could get back home. Athens was her fan club HQ, named in her honor after she and Poseidon had a divine showdown for the city's affection. Poseidon made a water fountain, but Athena went eco-friendly and sprouted the first olive tree. The gods were like, olives are cool, and Athena won. Athens even built the Parthenon in her honor, named after her nickname, the Virgin. So she was pretty much the ancient world's combination of a superhero and a celebrity. Number 6. Aries. Aries, the god of war, was like that one guy at the party who takes things too far, bloodthirsty and not exactly Mr. Popular. His style of warfare was more about chaos than chivalry. He had a thing with Aphrodite, who was actually married to Hephaestus. Talk about a divine soap opera. When Hephaestus found out, he crafted an invisible net and set up a trap. Imagine their surprise when Aries and Aphrodite got caught in a net in bed. Hephaestus called all the gods over for the ultimate cosmic laugh. The gods had a field day until Poseidon, probably feeling a bit sorry for them, helped untangle the awkward situation. Number 7. Aphrodite. Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and love, was like the ancient Greek version of a celebrity influencer. She could make anyone fall head over heels with just a wink. There are 2 tales about her origin, one involving Uranus and a rather icky situation, and another as Zeus's daughter. She played a key role in the Trojan War, starting the whole mess over a golden apple beauty contest. She promised Paris, a Trojan prince, the world's most beautiful woman Helen, who just happened to be married to the Spartan king. Aphrodite's idea of a matchmaking service involved a little magic, leading Helen to elope with Paris and kicking off a war that would become legend. Number 8. Artemis. Artemis, the goddess of the hunt and Apollo's twin sister, was like the ancient world's Katniss Everdeen, a killer archer who loved her some wilderness. She also took her no boys allowed policy very seriously. One time, a hunter named Actaeon accidentally saw her bathing. Artemis, not one to let things slide, turned him into a deer and let his own hunting dogs do the rest. Talk about a bad day for Actaeon. Number 9. Apollo. Apollo, Artemis's brother, was the jack-of-all-trades of the gods, archery, music, light, you name it. If he were around today, he'd probably have a killer Instagram with his lyre and bow. He's also the god of prophecy, kind of like the ancient Greek fortune teller. He was born on the island of Delos and paid tribute by setting up an oracle there. Then he went to Mount Parnassus, where he defeated a big snake named Pytho and set up a temple, laying the groundwork for the famous Oracle of Delphi. He was like the ancient world's combination of a rock star and a wise sage, all in one godly package. Number 10. Hermes. Hermes was the ancient Greek version of a cosmic FedEx guy mixed with a pinch of Robin Hood. Known for his quick wit and love for pranks, he was the go-to messenger for the gods. Imagine a divine prankster zipping around with his winged helmet and sandals. That's Hermes for you. He loved a good joke, especially if it involved borrowing things from the other gods without asking. His signature look included a flashy golden rod, kind of like a celestial scepter, marking him as the god's official mailman. Number 11. Demeter. Demeter was like Mother Nature's big sister, in charge of farming and harvests. But her world turned upside down when Hades, the underworld's CEO, took a fancy to her daughter Persephone. One day, while Persephone was doing her flower-picking thing, Hades pulled the ultimate surprise you're coming with me move and whisked her off to the underworld. Demeter, in full mama bear mode, went on a frantic search. After 9 days, the sun god Helios spilled the beans on who took her. Demeter, heartbroken, shut herself away, and the world basically stopped getting its veggies. This led to an ancient food crisis. Zeus, seeing the world turning into a giant Hunger Games set, told Hades to give Persephone back. But Hades was sneaky and had already tied her to the underworld with some pomegranate seeds. After some divine haggling, they settled on a timeshare. Persephone would spend 3 months with Hades and the rest with Demeter. That's why winter is all cold and gloomy. Demeter misses her daughter big time. Number 12. Hephaestus. Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths and DIY enthusiasts, didn't have the easiest start. Born not quite fitting the godly beauty standards, his mom Hera literally threw him off Olympus. Talk about tough love. Later he returned home, and to make amends, Hera gave him Aphrodite as a wife. Hephaestus was the ancient world's Tony Stark, creating incredible gadgets and gear. He crafted palaces on Olympus and made epic gear for heroes like Achilles, including a fancy shield that probably had all the cool ancient engravings. Bonus: Dionysus. Dionysus was the life of the divine party, the god of wine, and basically ancient Greece's party planner. Picture him rolling with a crew of wild women called maenads and half-goat dudes known as satyrs. He had followers all over Greece throwing parties that would make modern festivals look like tea parties. His celebrations were legendary, complete with wine, dancing, and the kind of fun that had stories told about it for centuries. The Greek gods are like a divine soap opera, showcasing the best and worst of human traits. From Aries, the not-so-loved god of war, to Aphrodite, the ancient influencer of love and beauty. These myths highlight the eternal struggle between parents and children, power and responsibility, in a drama that puts modern TV to shame. They're a blend of epic tales, moral lessons, and just plain old gossip from the heavens. If you found this rundown of the Greek gods fun, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on which god you'd invite to your next party.